Do you want to have conversations in English, but you just don't know what to say? Let's fix that today. You'll learn 15 great phrases you can use in everyday conversations. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Number 1, easier said than done. Do you know this phrase? Native speakers, including myself, love using this. Easier said than done. This is used to say that something is more difficult to do than it sounds. So we commonly use this as a reply when someone gives you advice or a solution that sounds simple when they say it, but it's actually hard to carry out, which means it's hard to do. So let's say your friend wants to give you some advice and says, just tell your boss you don't want to work weekends. Well, that is easy to open your mouth and say, I don't want to work weekends, but the consequences of that might be more severe. So you can reply back to your friend and say, easier said than done. Now you can add on that's easier said than done, or you can even start with the action in the gerund. Talking to my boss is easier said than done. Now, when you say this, your friend will probably agree and say, yeah, I get that, which means I understand, or you're right, or even I see where you're coming from, which is another way of saying I understand your perspective or your opinion. So maybe your friend knows you want to practice your English speaking skills, so your friend says to you, just start conversations with native speakers. And what can you reply back with? Easier said than done. Or maybe you can use this different phrase and say starting conversations with natives is becoming easier with every lesson I watch. Does that describe you? If it does, put that's right, put that's right in the comments. And don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description.
Nothing. Okay, so this one, way easier said than done. But as much as you can practice it, you will see it works like magic.
Now, doing this is easier said than done. It's very hard to know, by the way, what it is you take for granted. And the reason is that you take it for granted.
This is easier said than done, but this is the job of the food movement.
Number 2, it's been one of those days. Ooh, do you know what this means? This is used as a full phrase to describe a day full of small problems, frustrations, or stress. So if your friend asks you, how's it going? Or how was your day? You can reply back usually with some tone and facial expression and say, oh, it's been one of those days. Or you might use this as a reason why you're behaving more negatively than normal. You can say, sorry, I'm grumpy. Grumpy means you're a little irritated, angry, annoyed. Sorry, I'm grumpy. It's been one of those days. So that's the reason why. Now you can also use this phrase and then explain the reasons why. It's been one of those days. I missed the train. I was 20 minutes late for an important meeting. I spilled coffee on my shirt, and the vending machine ate my money, which means the vending machine took your money but did not give you the candy bar you so desperately wanted. Now keep in mind, this phrase is used with small problems, frustrations, or stress.
It's been one of those days and I'm angry.
It's been just one of those days.
But it's one of those days where I've just been, really taking it easy. And
Number 3, I love this one. You read my mind. Do you know this one? This means that you said or did exactly what I was thinking. So maybe you say, hey, Jennifer, let's stay in, which means stay at home. Let's stay in and watch a movie tonight. Now I can reply back and say, you read my mind. So this means that I was just about to suggest that we stay in and watch a movie tonight. Now, to acknowledge that you and your friend had the exact same idea, one of you can add on a bonus phrase, great minds think alike. Notice this phrase, you read my mind. This uses the verb to read, but is conjugated in the past simple. So of course that pronunciation is the same as read. You read my mind. So the mind is also possessive to whoever is speaking.
Yeah, you read my mind. I got into trouble.
Oh my God, you read my mind.
Right?
Yeah, you read my mind. I was about to go into that after we cover this. I'll be right there.
Number 4, you need this phrase in your vocabulary. I'm running a bit late. Now, to say I'm running late means I'm going to be late. I'm running a little late, or you can use a bit late. They have the same meaning. This is very commonly used to send a quick text message. Sorry, running late, be there in 10. Now, in text messages, we omit words that are not needed, but in the full form, you would say, sorry, I'm running late. I'll be there in 10 minutes. And notice that to run late, this is most commonly used in the present continuous. I'm running late because it's taking place now.
I'm actually running a little bit late for tea with the Queen.
I'm running a little bit late.
Number 5, it slipped my mind. This is one you'll probably use every day. It means I forgot. Now it means I forgot something or to do something. This is generally used to admit you forgot something or to do something, so it's to take responsibility. It's generally used with minor responsibilities or events. For example, your friend might ask you, did you make the reservation? Notice that co-location, you make a reservation, let's say for dinner at a restaurant. And you can reply back and say, oh, sorry, it slipped my mind, which means I forgot to make the reservation. And then you can reply back and say, I'll do it now, or I'll make the reservation now. I had another example I wanted to share with you, but it completely slipped my mind. And notice I use completely to emphasize this statement. Now I could add on, I'm sure the example will come back to me. So the information will return to my mind.
There was one more thing I wanted to ask you about that, but it slipped my mind. Give me 1 second.
I had one other, and it just slipped my mind.
So sorry. It just slipped my mind with all the moving, all that stuff.
Number 6, it's not the end of the world. Do you know this one? This is a great one to have. It means it's not as bad or significant as it seems. So I could say to you, making grammar mistakes while speaking is not the end of the world. It's not as significant as it may seem. Or I could say, I'm so sorry, I forgot to make the reservation yesterday. It completely slipped my mind. Now my friend could try to make me feel better by saying, it's not the end of the world, which is like saying, it's not a big deal, or that's okay, or no worries.
It's not the end of the world for the bond market by any means, but the market reaction to the Fed statement and the chairman's discussion was really quite something.
It's not the end of the world if you missed the soccer game.
If it's not absolutely perfect, it's not the end of the world because we're referencing from the same phase every time.
Number 7, thanks for the heads up. Do you know what a heads up is? This is a warning or advanced notice. Now, this is used when someone gives you useful information ahead of time, so in advance. You can also say just a heads up that we're closing early tomorrow for a private event. So maybe the cafe you normally go to says this to you. Now you can reply and say thanks for the heads up. The because it's a specific heads up. Or you could say I appreciate the heads up. It's like saying thanks for letting me know. So your coworker might say to you, just a heads up that the boss is in a bad mood today. This is an example that one of my students gave during a live lesson, and I loved it so much, I'm sharing it here with you. Now you can reply back and say, thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the information, because now I know I need to behave differently around my boss because she's in a bad mood.
Thanks for the heads up.
Thanks for the heads up of what content to expect.
Thanks for the heads up on the upcoming policies. We'll look forward to seeing how U.S. aid is innovating.
Number 8, Don't quote me on that. This is another example that one of my amazing students used, and I loved it so much, I'm sharing it with everyone. This means I'm not 100% sure, so don't repeat what I just said as fact. So this is used when giving information that you're not sure is 100% correct. For example, I think the client is coming at 3:30, but don't quote me on that. It's like saying, I may be wrong. Or you could say, he might be working from home today, but don't quote me on that. Again, I could be wrong. Notice this is always used in the negative.
I think it's like $1.4 billion. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me on that, but I imagine if you Google it, you might find something that would approximate that.
Number 9, just to be on the safe side. Do you know this one? This goes with the last one very well. It means to be extra careful or cautious. So this is generally used when taking a precautionary action. For example, I think the client is coming at 3:30, but ask Mark just to be on the safe side. So just as a precaution. With small everyday things, someone might say, take an umbrella just to be on the safe side. As a precaution, you can start with the phrase, just to be on the safe side, take an umbrella. So notice the phrase can go before or after the statement.
Just to be on the safe side, members of the current administration might want to brush up on their job skills, just in case.
Do I go lower than the norm just to be on the safe side?
Just to be on the safe side, I decided not to remarry and not to have children. So much for that problem.
Number 10, let me get back to you on that. This means I'll reply later after I verify the information. So this is used to delay your answer until you have more information. So it's a great phrase to have. So if someone asks you, when's the client coming? You can say, I think at 3:30. I think the client's coming at 3:30, but let me get back to you on that, just to be on the safe side. So you will verify the information and then let the person know. Now, this is commonly used with social invitations. A friend could ask you, are you free on Saturday? And you don't know what your plans are yet. So you can say to your friend, let me get back to you tomorrow. This is like saying, I'll let you know tomorrow. So to get back to someone means to respond. So if your friend asks you, is Sarah coming to the party? You can say, I don't know. She hasn't gotten back to me yet. She hasn't replied yet.
Yeah, and let me get back to you on that. I will follow up with you. So,
let me get back to you on that. What's your next one? Well, let me get back to you on that. Thank you.
Number 11, let me sleep on that. This means I need more time to think about this decision. So for example, your friend could ask you, are you going to tell your boss what the client said? And then you can reply back and say, I haven't decided. I need to sleep on it. So this is saying I need some time, 24 hours perhaps, to think, reflect, analyze, weigh the pros and cons. This can also be used as advice. Your friend could say, I know you're upset, but before you quit, I suggest you sleep on it. You take the night to really consider this decision.
And you can't decide how to interpret it. And so you say, let me sleep on it.
Let me sleep on it. Let me think if I really want to be bitten by this creature.
Let me just sleep on it.
Number 12, I'm on the fence about it. Do you know what this means? This means I haven't made a decision yet, or simply, I'm undecided. So this is used when you're unsure between two or more options. For example, are you going to your ex's wedding? I'm on the fence about it. You haven't decided. Or you could say, I'm on the fence about quitting my job. So about is a preposition. If you use a verb, it's in the gerund. Now, if you say, I'm on the fence about quitting my job, maybe your friend would say, you should sleep on it. or take more time to decide just to be on the safe side.
Sort of on the fence about is the road it takes between comedy and drama, back and forth and back and forth.
But I'm still on the fence about it. So I'm trying to make it as transparent as possible.
That's why I'm kind of on the fence about it. I can go with yes, yeah.
Number 13, don't jump to conclusions. This is an important phrase. It means don't judge a situation too quickly or without enough information. So it's used to slow someone down when they're making a quick judgment. So if your friend says, Sarah hasn't gotten back to me yet, remember, Sarah hasn't replied to me yet. She must be mad at me. That's what your friend thinks. Now you can reply back and say, don't jump to conclusion. It's only been one day. She's probably just busy. So don't judge the situation too quickly. Or commonly, my boss asked to see me this afternoon. He's going to fire me. I know it. Does that ever run through your mind? Now, hopefully your coworker says to you, don't jump to conclusions.
So basically, don't jump to conclusions with only a little data.
A Hindu group in India, I'll tell you the name, but don't jump to conclusions. It's not the group you're thinking of.
Don't jump to conclusions or doubt what they're saying or give instant answers or quote Christian cliches.
Number 14, that's a tough call. This is used to say that's a difficult decision to make. So a call is a decision, and tough and difficult are the same thing. So this is used when two options are close in benefits or risk. So for example, the forecast says there's a 45% chance of rain tomorrow. Should we keep the event outside or move it inside? And your friend can reply back and say, that's a tough call. Now maybe they would add on and say, personally, I'd move it inside just to be on the safe side. Or your friend could say, should I accept the job in Chicago or Manhattan? I'm on the fence. I'm undecided. Now your friend can say, that's a tough call. Both are amazing opportunities. You should sleep on it.
Well, I was just going to say that's a tough call, but that's how I would make it.
That's a tough call. Eventually, the system's going to fall apart.
It's a very tough call to make.
Number 15, I'll take care of it. This is used to say, I'll handle this task or situation. So this is used when you volunteer for a responsibility. So if you're in a meeting and the boss says, does anyone have time to drop off the package? And there are 5 people in the room. You can say, I'll take care of it. You can also say, I can take care of it. I can take care of dropping off the package. So notice if you specify the verb, it's in the ing form. Or at home, maybe your wife or sister or mother says, I'll make dinner when I get home. Now you say to that person, oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of dinner. So here, notice it's a noun. You've had a long day. Let me take care of it. So let me accept the responsibility for that. Now you have 15 great phrases you can use in your daily conversations, and notice how all these phrases, you can use them together. Do you want me to keep teaching you phrases? If you do, put let's go, put let's go in the comments. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And here's another lesson I know you'll love. Watch it now.